And are you ready with your...
Yeah, we'll just talk about them in adoption stories?
Yeah. Welcome to Dog Moms Do Business.
We're your hosts, Ellen Broen
And Jasmine Jonte.
We are lifelong friends navigating entrepreneurship as powerful women with our adorable dogs.
And on today's episode, we will be featuring our adorable dogs, starting with Miss Sadie.
If you are listening to us in your favorite podcast app, we actually have posted this video, or like a video version of this episode, so that you can actually see our animals as we introduce them today. We will include that link in the description, but if you're just listening, we'll do our best to describe these little treasures in our life and what they look like, and we'll be telling you the adoption story for how we came to be partners in life.
Soul dogs.
Soul dog owner group.
So Sadie is a husky, but we think she's mixed with a Malamute.
Yeah, I really need to get some of the DNA testing done for her, because I've had a handful of people just this week say, oh, she's a Malamute, or oh, she's a Siberian Husky, or we get all this feedback from what people think she is. So we need to get her tested, and we don't have that information. But for those at home who are not looking at her, she is the floofiest of floofs. She is all black and white, with a very floofy coat, and she has brown eyes, which is unique for Huskies. Most of them have either mixed or blue. And she's also very small compared to most Huskies. She's, I think, weighs in at about 39 pounds. And she's not like a very muscular and athletic build. She's not stocky.
She doesn't really like exercise.
No, she's like her mom. She does it if she has to. But yeah, she's a big couch potato. And Sadie, so the way that we ended up getting her was because we went into the adoption center and said, or actually it was specifically a husky house, which happened because of the Game of Thrones epidemic of everybody seeing huskies in the show, and then the breeders went crazy, and there was an influx of huskies. So there's all these husky specific adoption centers now. And we went in and said, we want literally the chillest dog in your entire facility. Bring us those dogs. And she was the one that they brought out first, and it was quite a story. Should I go into it now, or should we introduce, I don't know if there's other things we wanted to talk about before the adoption story, or should I just go into it?
Tell us how it all started.
So it all started when I actually had a mental health crisis. I was having a bunch of panic attacks for the first time in my entire life. This was late in my 20s, and I was living in New York, and our lives, Matt and I had just started kind of entrepreneurship, and I was having panic attacks where I was debilitated. I felt like I was dying. I was hyperventilating. My whole body would just like shut down, and it was really, really awful. And so I started looking into emotional support animals, and I knew my friend Jasmine had a beautiful experience with emotional support animals, and so I looked into it. I got my therapist support in doing it, and going and finding one, and I knew that I wanted a husky because, I don't know, there was just some
You guys had dog sat a husky.
Okay, so a little backstory is Matt never had any dogs growing up, and I had a million. So I knew, I had a list of breeds that were my favorite breeds and that I wanted. And Matt had never had it, so we, as an extra income while we were living in New York, and also just as exposure to a bunch of different breeds, we did Rover, and we would dog sit a bunch of dogs and just kind of got a different experience, seeing what they're like. And Matt fell in love. I think the top breeds that he loved the most were Border Collies, Huskies, and honestly, those are the ones that stick out. There was a lab mix that was kind of a mutt that was just an exceptional dog, but
Fluffy, many ears, high energy.
Loyal, wonderful, just glued to his side. Matt loves a dog who loves him. Don't we all?
Solid.
And so we wanted to find me an emotional support animal, which meant I wanted something that didn't bring more anxiety into the house and more chaos. But the funny thing is, Huskies are very well known for chaos.
Anxiety and chaos.
Yes. So it was funny because we were kind of looking for a needle in the haystack of within a breed that is not very well known for being very calm. But the second that we met our Sadie, who at the time was named Juno, Juno, I know, and I almost kept it because Juno, I thought that would be cute.
So cute.
But she didn't respond to the name, so clearly it had been like assigned to her, and she just, she would just look at you blankly. So we asked for, the dog that is the mellowest dog you have, and they brought her out, and she immediately came and like started sniffing our feet and jumped onto our little seat in between us. We were sitting on a bench, and she jumped up and sat between us and just sat down and looked at us. Like there was no hyperness, like she just sat with us like a person. And I was like, oh, she thinks she's a person. And like, if people who know Sadie know that she thinks she's a people, and she is a people. And yeah, it was basically love. And the one detail that I forgot was that we had been researching we had been in contact with the adoption center before coming to it physically, and we'd had our eyes on one dog in particular named Maya. And we got to the adoption center, and Maya was being shown to a couple who'd arrived before us, and they adopted her. And we were sitting in the waiting room, we saw Maya, we're like, oh my gosh, that's Maya, oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet her. And then they adopted her, and I burst into tears. I left the building. I had to leave because I was like, our dog just got adopted. I don't know why I'm here. And Matt was the one that talked me into staying and just seeing the other dogs that they had. Mm-hmm. And so after losing Maya, I was in a state of shock and grief of like, oh, I just lost my dog. And then Sadie just comes and sits next to us and just like chose us. She like truly, I had one of those experiences people talk about where it's like my dog chose me. Mm-hmm. She just came up and sat with us and just loved on us.
Like, there you are.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for you guys to finally show up here.
And as someone who was in this like heightened emotional state, she came and sat next to me, and I immediately like felt like, oh, well, you get me and you're here for me, and like she literally supported me in that moment. So we saw a few more dogs after her, and then we're like, the first one, please. Mm-hmm. And we left with her, and a little backstory on her, she does not bark, and she is a very, very low energy couch potato. Like she just would be perfectly content sitting on the couch for 90% of the day taking a nap. And most people kind of assume that if it's a husky, they're going to be very vocal, very mischievous, get into stuff, high energy. And that couldn't be further from Sadie. She is quiet as a peep, and if you're watching on the video, she's here for pets. She is just here for loving and sitting with you, and she also has a very keen sense of my emotional state. So like if I am anxious or am like upset, she'll just come sit next to me, and she know like during panic attacks. I haven't had a panic attack, by the way, in a very long time, which
Congratulations.
is a win.
That's awesome.
But if I am having one, she's there. Yeah, she will just put herself there, and I will like pet her, just as you're seeing on the video right now. Like I'll just like rhythmically pet her, and she's just there.
I can wind her up though.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Jasmine is Sadie's favorite person. Honestly, like outside of mom and dad, we're mom. Okay, she's literally making out with Jasmine as we speak. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Sadie and Jasmine have a very special relationship, and whenever Jasmine enters, Sadie loses her mind and runs and gets the immediate zoomies and just gets so excited and kisses her.
We play.
Yes.
We play.
Yes. So, am I forgetting anything about Sadie?
I'll share, like, some of my favorite Sadie idiosyncrasies is that she received feline vaccinations. And we don't know why she received feline vaccinations.
I don't know if she did. So the funny story is that when we adopted her, her paperwork, so she came from Qatar, the country of Qatar. And that was the breeding hub of Huskies. And also if you're looking at the video, you will see the Sadie just hopped down and you'll see an aftermath of the floof on the couch. That is our life. But so she came from Qatar and they had bred her for puppies. She had 2 puppies and then was saved and shipped back to America, or shipped to America, to a rescue center. And wait, I just lost my train of thought. What were you?
Feline vaccination.
Oh, so the records were all in other languages, all sorts of different, I don't even know where these documents were from. Maybe.
Yeah.
They had been translated to English. But so some of the vaccines said that some of the paperwork said that she'd received a feline vaccine, and others said that she had been spayed, which she had not. And others said that she was a cat who had
But see, this is the joke, is that Sadie acts like a cat.
She is a cat.
A lot of the time. Her favorite food is seafood.
Mm-hmm.
Like cats.
Yes.
She will lay there and pet, she gets scared by noises like cats. Mm-hmm. You just sit and pet her, and if you get too close to her, she runs away.
She's very independent. She wants to be pet as long as she wants to be pet, and when she doesn't want to be pet, she will promptly end it.
She kisses like a cat. She licks like a cat, very dainty and gentle. I'm not very familiar with cats, but she's very cat-like.
Yes. And she's if you compare her to Junie, who is just a dog through and through, Junie is a dog. Sadie is a cat. She has her own life, and she has her own independence, and she comes when she wants to, and there's no forcing her to do anything.
So should we go get the dog now?
Yes, so we'll pause the recording on our end and bring in Juniper Olive.
Just when she got comfortable too.
I know. What